but he's looking forward to Greece if he can defeat the many, which is why I'll not stop rocking the stick and bring him out now as the drama is thick, like a Hitchcock flick, so put your hands together for a kind, humble human being. Last name Patrick, first name Butch. Butch Patrick, welcome to the celebrity tournament, my friend.
Hello, how are you doing? Whoa, that's quite an intro, my friend.
Are you here to win the entire thing, my friend?
Hey, I'm not here for a participation trophy.
I love it. Cut through defenders like a knife through Swiss. What else do I have to say? How about this? Put your hands together for a talented, humble, sincere human being. First name Clinton, last name Portis. Welcome, my friend, to the celebrity tournament.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me. I need whatever you're on. I need my energy to be to that level at all times.
No, man, you deserve, again, you're in here. You don't take a backseat for anybody. Are you here to win the entire celebrity tournament?
Definitely here to win it all, man. You know, I think the experience alone, but, you know, being a part of one of the greatest teams of all time, all we do is win, 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 win.
Guarding her on the court was impossible, like a series of oops. She resonates with the masses and all of life's groups. So put your hands together for a humble, kind, modest, legendary talent and human being. First name SHERYL, last name Swoops. Welcome, my friend, to the celebrity tournament.
Thank you, Avi. I'm laughing. You got me over here wanting to come out of retirement. I don't think I've ever had an intro like that. So I agree with Clinton. Whatever you're on, please pass it to me because I
swear to you that I'm on life. Are you here to win the entire thing, SHERYL?
Like, you don't even have to ask me that question. I don't know anything but winning, so let's go. Let's
do
get it.
I love it. SHERYL, my friend, can you provide an example where you doubled down on a particular dream or goal that you had? Did you find it effective when deciding to maximize your efforts on a particular goal or dream?
Growing up, I started playing basketball when I was 7. And I always wanted to play in the Olympics, but I got an opportunity to go try out for, I believe it was the junior world championships or the world games. So I remember going in and trying out, and the last day they posted. I remember walking out and having a conversation with the coach, like, you forgot to put my name on the list. And it was a simple, like, you're just not ready. But in that moment, I was like, all right. So they said I wasn't ready. What is it that I need to work on to make sure I make the team next year? Because no one at that time said, here is what your role will be on this team. I thought my role would be just whatever I wanted it to be. And it wasn't until I went back the third time where I really, truly, I was older, I was wiser, and I really, truly understood that it wasn't necessarily about me, that it was about where I would fit on that team and understanding my role. So when I finally made the 96 Olympic team, it wasn't about me being the best player. It was about me being the best version of myself and fitting on the best team. And so for me, it was all about persistence. It was all about determination. It was always about, no matter how many times someone tells you no, to continue to believe in yourself.
But for me, I think doubling down, a lot of my career was kind of highlighted coming out of the University of Miami. I felt like I should be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft, and I ended up going 51. And I used that as motivation once I got the call from Denver. You know, I remember talking to Coach Shanahan, just listing accolades like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to the Pro Bowl, Coach, like, because I was so emotional and so upset that I didn't get drafted where I felt I should. You know, my rookie year, I won Rookie of the Year, and it was still like I got something to prove. Like, I was upset with every team that didn't draft me. I remember, you know, having a conversation with Coach Shanahan after my rookie year, like, oh man, I outplayed my deal. And he was like, Portis, you're going to outplay your deal every year. I went to the bank. Like, it was just one of those bet on myself. Every week I had to meet with my banker, and I think I had 120K in my account. You know, I met a guy who owned a Mercedes-Benz dealership at the Nuggets game. You know, to me, it was just one of those, I can do this. Like, I deserve this. Like, I'm playing my ass off. Like, I'm going to get this done. My banker was like, she was like going crazy. Like, Portis, you can't do this. This isn't feasible. Man, this is my moment. Like, we playing the Chiefs. This either now or never. Never showed anyone the cars. Sunday, I pull up at the game, drop top, music blasting, and I put the belt on the sideline, kind of as one of those, like, I'm the champ, because I had outrushed LaDainian, I had outrushed Priest, and I had outplayed Charlie Garner. And to go out and play, knowing the pressure was on to make that performance, would be the one where I would say I doubled down. I doubled down and bought 2 Mercedes-Benz when I shouldn't have bought neither.
I doubled down because I wanted to be a regular kid. I got into the show business accidentally, never planned it. My dad was kind of an influential guy in this city called Gardena. This was my father before my mom married Kenny Hunt, the baseball player. And they thought the guys, her husband wanted to be mayor, and she wanted to get the endorsement of my dad to run for mayor. And they thought a good way to do that would be to impress Dave with Michelle, his daughter, and take some pictures of her. They took her pictures, and at the end of her shoot, he said, he's got a kind of a look. Do you mind if I take a couple shots of him for my own portfolio? And my mom said, sure. And working. And I'm having difficulty in school because kids are picking on me, and it's difficult to go back and forth. And I got my first real serious girlfriend in March. I'm working. I got a Mach 1 Mustang picked out that I'm going to get in August. A 16-year-old kid with a new car and a hot girlfriend and money and sex, drugs, rock and roll, all happening to a kid that looks about 12 years old. Basically got wrapped up in some, drugs and alcohol stuff that lasted 40 years. And 13 and a half years ago, this is where I doubled down. And late in life, is I went in to get sober. And that's been the biggest achievement of my life, bar anything. And that's the thing that I'm most proud of, helping other people and being visible and being vocal about it is how I help people take that first step towards their sobriety and whatever their issues are. So that's what I've doubled down on.
So, if Clinton and Cheryl and Butch could be their very own casting directors and cast the ideal storyteller or actor, regardless of the genre or theme, who would they cast and why?
I would have to go with Martin Lawrence. When you think of Martin just as a sitcom, how we gathered on a Thursday night to sit and watch it as a family, like, families don't do that anymore. You think of all his characters, and all of them were hilarious. All of them gave you something, and you fell in love with one person. You fell in love with a character, but all of those characters was one person. Just everything about him, the way he carries himself, him as an actor, him as a person, overcoming the adversity he's overcome, just being a great human being, and how many people that he's put on and given an opportunity to star as well. So I would say Martin Lawrence.
I remember what the recently departed, rest in peace, Louis Gossett Jr., the legend, what he said about Martin Lawrence. He said when he watched Life, it was the first movie that he cried as much as he laughed. And I'm like, oh, wait, that kind of had the same effect on me, because Martin Lawrence played a very understated character.
Believe it or not, one of the guys I really would like to work with would be, especially since he's got that genre down really well, would be go with Kevin Costner on a Western. I think that I've never met him. I would like to meet him. It was a tough call between him and Mel Gibson, and there's so many good ones out there. Robert Downey Jr. I could go on and on. The list is there. But I think a Western, because of the visuals and the Wild West and the John Ford angle, I think that would be something I would like to work with Kevin Costner.
I love that. And, Butch, no one ever mistake me for a cowboy, but I got some trigger fingers. As you were bringing up Butch Patrick Day, this may be grainy, but I just pulled this up. Is this it? I think this is the image, right? Is this it right here?
That's it.
There we go. There we go, guys and gals. Fastest trigger in Jersey.
My co-host is going to be the one and only greatest of all time, Michael Jordan. He and I are going to remake, and I know y'all have seen it, Love and Basketball, but to be able to remake it with Michael Jordan, it would be so realistic, right? Like, we have so many things in common. Michael Jordan with his Air Jordan, me with my Air Swoops, and we're remaking the movie because it's so real, right? Sinai, there's no WNBA. She's having to go overseas and play basketball. which is exactly what I did. But this would be different. I think this would be more realistic. It would be very competitive. I've actually had an opportunity to play one-on-one against Michael Jordan. Won't tell y'all who won, but not only be fun, but it would be competitive. It would be realistic. I love the part in the movie where she tells Omar, "I'll play you for your heart." I don't know if I'm saying that line to Michael, but I just think it would be really cool for us to be able to remake that movie.
Which the question I sent you was, have you ever impulsively acted in a way that changed your life forever?
A couple years before, I had done a movie in Brazil, which I was looking forward to, like jumping from television into the movie realm, and it was going to be nominated for Oscars, and I was going to get a best supporting Oscar nomination. So I was very excited about this time. And what happened was, the producer and his wife, Rhonda Fleming, got into a very bitter Hollywood divorce. He shelved the movie to keep her from getting any money. I'm down at the beach surfing, and a director comes up to me, an unknown director by the name of George Lucas, and he says, "I'm going to tell you right now, I got this idea for this movie, but you're going to have to cut your hair." And I said, "I'm not cutting my hair for anything." And I jumped back in the water and paddled away. And 2 years later, I see American Graffiti. And he wanted me to be the lead in American Graffiti, acting abruptly and being pissed at Hollywood and being stupid and young. I basically made a life-altering decision on the spur of the moment without hearing the gentleman out. It was like, everybody in Hollywood has one of these. They missed the part. They did something stupid. Well, that was mine, and that pretty much led me to stay out of Hollywood for the rest of my life.
The question I asked Sheryl is, do you have any internal rules that you live by no matter what?
Gosh, this has been so great. You know what I love about this? These are such thought-provoking questions that I've never gotten in just a regular interview. My internal rule that I try to live by every single day is just being true to who I am. I think when I was younger, I was such a people pleaser. I always wanted to make everybody happy. And as I've gotten older and I hope wiser, I really try to be true to who I am. And I learned that you can't please everybody. People are always going to judge you. They're always going to question you. Since that's going to happen anyway, I always try to remain true to who I am. You know, basketball for me, I might get emotional. Basketball for me it's been amazing. It's allowed me to travel the world, to meet some amazing, incredible people. It's given me the opportunity to do things like this. And these are things that I don't take for granted. I try to be the best person I can be. So,
Clinton, can a person be true to him or herself while also bending to the needs of others?
You know, we're taught to be so helpful in this world, which is great. But if you're not okay, it's hard to go out and continuously smile, knowing you're unhappy, knowing you're dealing with whatever, knowing you're going through life alone. So and we put so much time into trying to hide our truth that we ignore, and that's where the depression comes in. That's where the loneliness, the aggravation, the people just vanish. You know, so many people that you want to be there for, that they're not there for you. So I think it's very hard to bend to someone else when you're not okay. For me, I was in an unfortunate situation to go to prison at 40, you know, to sit in prison walls, knowing how much you've done for the world, knowing how much you've given yourself to people. And I get caught up in a situation that I had nothing to do with. It at 40, I get sentenced on my birthday, you know, and the only thing you could think of is, how do I become a better me? And it was the best 6 months that I've had in a long time. And the reason why is because you have so many people in prison that shouldn't be there, but no one really cares if you did it or not. And you have so many God-fearing men that you say, why aren't they in society? How do we get these people back into society? I'm talking over their head and say, hey, you know what? I was in Haiti doing groundwork. I was in New Orleans. I was here doing this building. I was here trying to do that. You're talking over their head. Only thing these people are trying to do is get home. Like, I needed to hear God. I needed to see what these people was dealing with. I needed to be able to come out and speak, to have a platform and say, hey, you know what? If they can change, I can change it. And I think for the world, we need to be more forgiving. We need to take the time out to be more forgiving, to get more of our people home and understand that although we can't help everyone, like, it's people that need our help.
How can you stop being a prisoner of your past when people don't allow you to become the architect of your future? Because they're hanging something above your head. Moving on to round number 2 of the TCAN Celebrity Tournament, with over 100 Hall of Famers and luminaries in a few months, with 37 votes, will be SHERYL Swoops. And also moving on to the second round of the TCAN Celebrity Tournament with 35 is Mr. Clinton Portis. Moving on, guys and gals, give it up for Mr. Butch Patrick, who 60 years in this industry, and it still remains as humble as he ever was. Did you have a good time, my friend?
Wow. Okay, so I wouldn't have agreed to do this had I known you were going to make me cry.
My apologies.
Wow. Just powerful. You know, I love people. So to everyone on here, just thank you. Thank you for tuning in. This moment tonight was really good for me. So thank you for having me.
Did you have a nice time tonight, my friend?
Yeah, I had a good time. It was nice to meet the other folks as well.
Did you have a good time tonight, my friend?
I had a wonderful time, man.